Two Ram 5.7 Hemi trucks came into my shop almost the same month. Same generation, same engine family, similar mileage, similar use, and both owned by guys who thought they were doing enough to keep the truck alive. One owner left MDS completely active because he figured Ram engineered it that way for a reason. The other owner disabled MDS early because he hated the shudder, hated the drone, and did not like the idea of his Hemi constantly switching between 4-cylinder and V8 mode. I tracked both trucks over 100,000 miles, and the results were not close. One engine still runs smooth, quiet, and strong. The other one is the truck every Hemi owner is scared of, sitting in the bay with a lifter tick that is about to turn into a painful repair bill. I am Buck, 12 years as a Mopar dealer tech, and today I am breaking down what happened when we tested MDS versus MDS disabled for 100,000 miles. I will explain what MDS actually does, why one 5.7 Ram paid the price, what the disabler helped with, and what owners need to understand before they treat this little part like magic. If you own a Ram and want more Hemi maintenance advice, lifter failure warnings, MDS breakdowns, and real-world truck comparisons, hit the like button and subscribe while you are here. This channel is for Ram owners who want to prevent expensive repairs before a small tick turns into a camshaft job. First, let's talk about what MDS actually does. MDS stands for Multi-Displacement System, and on many 5.7 Hemi engines, it shuts down 4 cylinders during light load driving to save fuel. When you are cruising gently, the truck can run in 4-cylinder mode. When you ask for power, it brings all 8 cylinders back. On paper, that sounds smart. Better fuel economy when you do not need full power, and V8 strength when you do. The problem is what has to happen inside the engine to make that work. The system depends on special lifters, oil pressure, clean oil passages, stable viscosity, and precise control from the computer. The lifters have to respond correctly when the system commands cylinder deactivation, and then they have to return to normal operation when the truck goes back into V8 mode. That means the system lives and dies by oil quality and timing. That is why MDS is not just an electronic feature. It is a mechanical system hiding behind a fuel-saving button you never touch. The first truck, the MDS disabled truck, belonged to a contractor who used his Ram for real work. It towed small trailers, carried tools, idled sometimes on job sites, and spent plenty of time in traffic. This was not a perfect easy life truck. The difference was that the owner asked about MDS early, before the truck had symptoms. He did not wait for a tick. He did not wait for a misfire. He installed a plug-in MDS disabler while the engine was still healthy. The disabler plugged into the OBD2 port under the dash and kept the truck from entering 4-cylinder mode. It did not tune the truck for more power, it did not remove the MDS hardware, and it did not physically delete the lifters. It simply stopped the computer from commanding cylinder deactivation during normal driving, so the 5.7 stayed in V8 mode all the time. From that point forward, we kept the truck on a strict oil routine. Full synthetic oil, quality filter, and oil changes around 5,000 miles. Shorter when the truck had more towing or idle time. We watched oil level, listened on cold starts, scanned for misfires, and kept track of how the engine behaved every time it came in. At 100,000 miles of tracking, that truck still sounded clean. No constant lifter tick, no misfire pattern, no obvious cam wear signs in the oil. Oil consumption was normal. Oil pressure was stable. The owner lost a little fuel economy compared to what MDS might have saved on light highway driving, but the truck felt smoother and more predictable every day. That is important because the disabler did not win by itself. The disabler removed one stress pattern, but the oil routine kept the rest of the engine alive. If this kind of Ram breakdown is helping you, hit subscribe now. I make videos like this so owners know what is actually happening before they spend thousands guessing. The second truck was the MDS active truck, and this is where the story gets expensive. This owner was not abusing the truck. He changed oil, he used the truck normally, and he believed leaving the factory system alone was the safest choice. That is not a crazy thought. A lot of owners feel that way. If Ram built it that way, why mess with it? The problem was the way the truck was used. It had a lot of light throttle driving, short trips, remote starts, traffic, and cruising where MDS could come in and out constantly. That kind of driving is exactly where cylinder deactivation gets busy. The system keeps switching, the lifters keep being commanded, and the oil has to stay clean enough to control everything perfectly. Around the middle of our tracking, the owner started noticing a light tick on cold start. It was not loud at first. It would come in for a few seconds, then fade as the engine warmed up. Like most Ram owners, he hoped it was an exhaust manifold leak. because 5.7 Hemis are famous for broken manifold bolts. Sometimes that is exactly what it is, and that cold start tick can be scary without being internal. But this one did not behave like a simple manifold tick forever. It got sharper. It lasted longer. Then the idle started feeling slightly uneven. No massive failure yet, no dramatic smoke, no engine shutting off on the highway, just small signs stacking up one at a time. When we scanned it, the misfire history started pointing toward a cylinder that made me pay attention. When we listened closer, the sound lined up more with valve train noise than an exhaust leak. At that point, the conversation changed. We were no longer talking about a harmless tick. We were talking about a lifter problem beginning to show itself. Once a Hemi lifter starts failing, the clock starts moving fast. If the roller is damaged or the lifter is not staying where it should, the cam lobe can start wearing. Once the cam starts wearing, metal can move through the oil. What begins as a tick can turn into lifters, camshaft, push rods, gaskets, oil, filter, labor, and deeper inspection, depending on how much debris moved through the engine. That is how a small noise becomes a repair bill that can climb into the thousands. Now, I want to be fair. I am not saying MDS active automatically kills every 5.7 Hemi. Plenty of Rams run MDS for years and cross 200,000 miles without a cam failure. Maintenance matters, driving style matters, idle hours matter, oil quality matters, and some engines simply live easier lives than others. But in this side-by-side comparison, the pattern was hard to ignore. The truck that kept cycling MDS under normal driving became the one with lifter trouble. The truck that disabled MDS early, stayed on a clean oil routine, and avoided constant cylinder deactivation was still running smooth. That is why I call this a real-world lesson, not a magic product ad. An MDS disabler does two helpful things. First, it keeps the engine in V8 mode, which makes the truck feel smoother and more consistent. Second, it reduces the constant activation and deactivation events that depend on clean oil and healthy lifters. That does not mean it removes all risk, but it does remove one known stress pattern from the engine. What it does not do is just as important. It does not fix a lifter that is already damaged. It does not repair a worn cam lobe. It does not clean sludge out of oil passages. It does not make cheap oil filters good. It does not save an engine that already has metal in the oil. If the problem has already started, plugging in a disabler is not a repair. It is too late to use it as prevention. That is the mistake a lot of owners make. They wait until the tick gets loud, buy a disabler, plug it in, and think they saved the engine. If the cam is already wearing, the damage does not reverse because MDS stopped turning on. At that point, you need diagnosis, not hope. The right time to think about disabling MDS is when the engine is healthy. Quiet cold starts, stable oil pressure, clean service history, no misfire codes, no metal in the filter, and no signs of internal damage. That is when prevention has a chance to matter. Now let's talk about the fuel economy trade-off because it is real. When MDS is disabled, the truck stays in V8 mode, so you may lose some mileage during light cruising. Some owners barely notice it. Some lose around 1 mile per gallon. Some may lose more depending on highway driving, tires, gears, and load. If your truck spends most of its life empty on flat highways, MDS can save fuel. But if your Ram tows, climbs hills, runs larger tires, drives in stop-and-go traffic, or constantly feels like it is switching in and out of MDS, the benefit may be smaller than you think. For work trucks especially, MDS often does less than owners expect because the engine is under load enough that it cannot stay in 4-cylinder mode for long anyway. That is why the decision depends on how you use the truck. If you are under warranty, be careful. Disabling a factory system can create warranty questions if you ever have an engine claim. Depending on where you live, there may also be legal or emissions-related concerns with disabling a factory fuel-saving system. I am not telling you to break rules or risk your warranty. I am telling you what the part does mechanically and why owners use it. If your truck is out of warranty, you plan to keep it long-term, you hate how MDS feels, and you already maintain the Hemi properly, then a disabler becomes a serious option. Not because it is magic, but because it removes one failure stress from an engine where lifter and cam repairs are expensive. The part that matters most is that last sentence. Already maintain the Hemi properly. If you disable MDS and still stretch oil changes to 8,000 or 10,000 miles, idle for hours every week, run cheap filters, ignore low oil, and keep driving through new ticks, you are not protecting the engine. You are just removing one problem while feeding the others. For a 5.7 Hemi, I like oil changes around 5,000 miles for normal use. If the truck tows, idles a lot, does short trips, works in heat, or sees severe service, 3,500 to 4,000 miles is smarter. Use the correct oil for your exact year, use a quality filter with a good anti-drainback valve, and check the level regularly. These engines do not like dirty oil, low oil, or long intervals. The oil filter matters too. A cheap filter can drain back, bypass poorly, or fail to control oil cleanly during cold starts. That matters on an engine with oil-controlled lifters. Saving a few dollars on a filter while risking a lifter and cam job makes no sense. So what did the 100,000-mile test really prove? It proved that MDS is not harmless in every real-world situation. It proved that keeping the system active while the truck lives on short trips, light throttle cycling, idle time, and normal owner habits can create risk over time. It also proved that disabling MDS early while staying disciplined with oil and filters can help a 5.7 Hemi stay smoother and healthier longer. But it did not prove that a disabler alone saves every engine. The winning truck had two things working together: less MDS cycling and better maintenance discipline. If you only copy one of those and ignore the other, you are missing the whole lesson. The truck that paid the price was not destroyed overnight. It gave warnings: a light cold start tick, a longer tick, a rougher idle, a misfire history, sounds that changed over time. That is how these failures often start. Not with a dramatic explosion, but with small signs the owner hopes will go away. Do not ignore those signs. If your Ram has a cold start tick, first figure out whether it is exhaust manifold bolts or valve train noise. If it has misfire codes, scan them properly. If the oil filter shows metal, stop driving and diagnose. If the tick gets louder, do not wait for the next oil change. The earlier you catch the problem, the better chance you have of controlling the repair. Here is my honest verdict after tracking both trucks. For a Ram 5.7 Hemi that is healthy, out of warranty, and owned by someone planning to keep it long-term, I would seriously consider disabling MDS. I would not do it as a repair after the tick starts. I would not do it while ignoring maintenance. I would not do it blindly on a warranty truck. But as part of a prevention plan, it makes sense. For an owner who wants to keep MDS active, the maintenance has to be tighter. Shorter oil intervals, quality filters, proper oil level, less unnecessary idling, and fast diagnosis of any tick or misfire. You do not get to stretch maintenance and then act surprised when an oil-controlled lifter system gets angry. The final winner in this test was the MDS disabled truck. Not because it gained power, not because it saved fuel, not because a small plug made the Hemi invincible. It won because it removed a known stress pattern, and the owner backed that up with clean oil, good filters, and early attention to the truck. The MDS active truck paid the price because the system kept cycling until the weakest part finally started talking back. If this video helped you, hit the like button and subscribe before you leave. I cover Ram Hemi problems, MDS issues, lifter failure warnings, oil change mistakes, cheap upgrades, and maintenance habits that can save owners thousands. Drop a comment with your Ram's year, mileage, and whether your MDS is still active or disabled. I want to see how many owners noticed the difference before the tick showed up. I will see you in the next one.